Hey guys, so today on Watch with Poppy, we're going to be talking about the new CW drama Cult. And I must say, you guys, I watched the pilot episode and I was really freaked out, which I'm sure was the purpose of the pilot, so it definitely did its job. So the main reason I wanted to watch this show is because Matt Davis is in the show. And for you guys that watch The Vampire Diaries, you will remember him as our beloved Alaric, who is no longer with us on The Vampire Diaries. But now he's on this new show and he's playing the main character whose name is Jeff. Other standouts on the show as well, Robert Nepper, who is just a great bad guy, you guys. He was the bad guy on Prison Break, and he used to freak me out on that show. And he's continuing to do so on this show as well. And someone I didn't realize was on this show that I kind of freaked out a little when I saw him in the pilot is freaking Dwayne Wayne, you guys. So for those of you who remember It's a Different World with Lisa Bonet, the Cosby spinoff, then you will know who Dwayne Wayne is. And I was excited to see him grace the screen. So this show is kind of about a show within a show. So on the show, there's a fictional TV show called Cult. And it's kind of like one of those shows where you get that even when you watch it, there's all kind of clues and deepness in the show. So it kind of reminds me of Lost. Remember the TV show Lost, which I absolutely loved? And there was always deep clues hidden within Lost, Hurley's lottery numbers, for example, and those numbers would pop up all the time, and people would be like, oh my gosh, did you see last week's episode and the numbers? So this show Cult is like that times 10, basically. And it sounds like there is an underground of fans of the show who have taken it even deeper, to the scary deep level. So the main character, Jeff, has got a brother named Nate. His brother seems like he's kind of just getting back on his feet. He had a drug problem and he's the younger brother, so it's kind of the typical, older brother trying to get the younger brother to straighten up type of thing. But Nate comes to him and is just pretty much something about the show. He sounds like a crazy person when he comes to his brother and is like, I've gotten into something too deep, and he mentions something about the show. And of course, before you know it, he goes missing. And that really sets up the premise for the show. So you have this main character, Jeff, who is trying to find his brother. So he's trying to figure out if this show has anything to do with the fact that his brother is missing. He gets some help from a girl named Kelly who actually works at the show, and she's a little concerned about what she sees happening kind of on some of the fan websites, and she mentions something to the higher ups, but they don't want to hear anything about it. So when Jeff shows up and starts asking questions because his brother's missing, then, it's not long before the two join forces. Jeff's character is a reporter, so you get that he's good at, digging and finding clues and things like that. And, the chase is on for him to find his brother. I think the idea behind this show is really interesting, and I think they kind of took that idea of what happens when someone gets really obsessed with a TV show. What would happen if that went way deeper than just your normal kind of I love that TV show kind of obsession. There's this kind of spooky, thing that runs throughout the entire episode, this line from the TV show, where one of the characters says, well, hey, this thing just snaps right off. And you kind of hear that kind of line repeated throughout the show, and when his brother goes missing, he calls him and is like, I'm in trouble, and he says that to him over the phone. So you get that this phrase probably means something and will, eventually get explained, I'm sure. Yeah, you guys, I actually really enjoyed this pilot more than I thought I would. And I would say too, it was really scary. I was completely freaked out. You almost got that kind of paranoia feeling that it seemed Jeff's brother Nate, had before he disappeared. This feeling of, is there someone watching me? What's going on? And yeah, I think if somebody had jumped out and yelled boo at me while I was watching this episode, I probably would have freaked out. So it's definitely had that kind of scary, weird vibe to it. So they did a really good job of that. The actors are doing great as well. Robert Nepper, who plays the cult leader on the TV show, within the TV show, he's just freaky weird, and he does a great job at that in the show. Yeah, it was a solid pilot. So I'll be interested to see what the ratings were for it and how it does, because I feel like the CW has been advertising it, but I don't feel like they've been advertising it quite a lot. And I wonder if people will have the same attitude that I had, or that same kind of misconception that, okay, this show is just like The Following and I don't want to watch another show like that, because it's definitely different. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out, you guys. I'm sure you could go on the CW website or Hulu or wherever you go to watch TV online to check the pilot episode out. Okay guys, that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you again soon. Bye.